Lieutenant Colonel Arthur Kako at the controls today. He joined the Polish Air Force in 1994, training on the Iskra before flying the Sukhoi Su-27 Fighter for 3 years. Running the range, he's flown the Saab Vigor, the F-15 Eagle, and the F-16 Fighting Falcon, quite a CV. Now he flies the MiG29 as a test pilot after repairs and upgrades. He's well known to Polanders, an aviation expert on TV and radio.
Poles received their MiG29 fleet in 3 batches. There was a dozen aircraft from 1989 then it received 10 more former Czech Air Force Falcrums in part payment for Polish-built PZL Svitnik W3 helicopters in 1996, and then it took 22 aircraft from Germany's Luftwaffe.
This aircraft was developed by the Soviet Union in the 1950s and 70s as a response to the Donald Douglas F-15 Eagle, and the prototype first flew in October 1977. The first Soviet types entered service in 1983-84. MiG-23 floggers in the fighter role. Today, the MiG-29 and the Sukhoi Su-22 fitter are Poland's sole remaining Soviet-era fixed-wing combat types, and the Falcrum fleet has been slimmed down to, I believe, 32, which are in service with 2 tactical squadrons, the 1st at Minsk-Mazowiecki and the 41st at Malbork in the north of Poland. It was the latter unit that received the former Luftwaffe MiG-29s. Blue skies and MiG-29, that is what Riat is all about. This is a very good fighter. Has a strengthened landing gear and protecting brakes on the air intake, which allows operations to damage or unprepared airfields which would otherwise be closed to frontline fighters.
And when the type first was seen in the west, there was a visit to Finland in 1986 and then Farnborough in 1988. Many onlookers were really amazed at the relative simplicity of the aircraft's design, but it was quite deliberate. And it's still very useful operationally to the Poles. The 41st Tactical Squadron at Malbork is currently undertaking a deployment to Lithuania as part of the Baltic air policing effort, and both of Poland's MiG-29 units have been taking part in that over the years.
It's still a very rare and sought-after airshow performer. The MiG-29 first appeared at the UK airshow in Malta in 1988.
And we could go on seeing them for many more years, because an upgrade deal for 16 of the Polish Falcrums, comprising 13 single-seaters and a trio of 2-seaters, was signed with Poland's Military Aviation Depot number 2 last September. New avionics will be integrated into these aircraft and their service lives extended until around 2030.
The Poles, one of 27 operators of the type worldwide, and if you have the money and can get to Nizhny Novgorod in Russia, you can fly in one, though a 45-minute flight would cost you north of £10,000.
I seem to recall this is his low approach.
Is it like that? Oh!
Look at that. An aircraft with real presence and a huge amount of charisma. We've seen them flown by some great display pilots in the past, particularly the Hungarian Air Force display pilot who won so many awards here in the 90s, and fantastic to see an example of the MIG29 back in action at Riat for the first time since the incredible displays of the MIG29M OVT with thrust vectoring 6 years ago. The aircraft we saw here, serial 111, is one of the original batch of new-built aircraft that were delivered to the Poles in 1989 to 90, and you might have noticed the special markings on this machine. Both of the Polish MiG-29s that are here commemorate Polish aces from the Second World War who both died 70 years ago this year, and this aircraft is dedicated to Miroslav Feric. He's an ace who scored 8 2/3 confirmed kills. He flew P-Zadel P-11C and Morin-Saunier MS-406 fighters before joining number 303 Squadron in the Royal Air Force on Hurricanes in 1940. On the 14th of February 1942, Feric was killed when his Spitfire broke up over RAF Northolt.
And there's the breaking chute, the Mikoyan MiG-29 Falcrum.